What's up, everybody? It is your boy Joe here, you know what I'm saying? And this is the vlog here, slash just me yapping. All right, so this is the room, you know what I'm saying? Where all the magic happens. There's my banner right there. And if we walk all the way up to the den slash living room, where also the magic happens. Pretty spacious. That's why I do my shit here. You know what I'm saying? Got the TV screen right here. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just be sitting right here. You know, oh, I forgot the remote was in my pocket. But yeah, I'll just be watching TV. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tapped in like that. But yeah, we're not going to be watching the tube now. But yeah, I keep on saying that. This is kind of more of a reintroduction, you know what I'm saying? Because on my last channel, well, last two channels, I deleted everything off my main channel. All right, simply because I just wanted to start from ground one, you know what I mean? From the bottom, because I feel like I did kind of cheat my way to getting a couple thousand subscribers because I was desperate. 14-year-old me was desperate, you know, and also lazy. But see, me now, I'm 15 and I'm grinding, man. Like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry for this. So, yeah. Here's what I did, all right? I was reposting random TikToks, you know, TikTok memes onto my YouTube. And that's how like the numbers like started going up. And then there's this one TikTok. Well, actually I found it on Instagram Reels. It was like a barbershop haircut cost a quarter. Million views. 4 million last time I checked. Then I deleted it because it was stolen. It was stolen. You know what I'm saying? Then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just wipe everything off of it like one random day in June. And I did that, moved to my second channel. Literally like I stayed up until like 4 p.m. I mean, no, 4 p.m. What? 4 a.m. And my channel was deleted. And I was like, yo, like I checked on YouTube and I was like, yo, why is my channel deleted? Like, what? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm pissed. You know, I am. I really am. And it was really because of some bullshit as verification that I forgot to do. I mean, because I mainly post on my TikTok. So, yeah, I mean, and, you know, you think that was bad? Before that, like, I want to say, like, Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, last weekend, I got age restricted on fucking TikTok, my main account, so I ended up moving everything to my other two accounts. I just hope nothing happens. Nothing. No weird shit happens, bro. Like, I pray to God no weird shit happens, bro. It's been a hell of a week, you know what I mean? It's been like a roller coaster, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, first, like, that happened with TikTok. Then, like, everything's stable until, like, boom. You know, that happened with my YouTube. I'm like, dang. It's a good thing I got this, you know, a channel that I didn't post anything onto it. Didn't even promote it. And, yeah, like, it's scrapped. You know, picture this channel as, like, a scrapped album that I just put into the vault. Forever and ever and ever. All right, I'm kidding. But yeah, you know, like that. And now I'm using that scrapped album, you know what I mean? And I'm posting on here, posted like 40 videos on here. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I have high hopes for this channel. And nothing, I don't want to jinx it, but God forbid anything happens, to this channel, like any weird shit happens and stuff. And I'm actually, going to be grinding a lot more, 10 times, like 100 times more than I was like ever in my whole career. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are going to witness a lock-in. Like, y'all are actually witnessing a lock-in of the lock-in of this century. You know what I mean? Like, I had this hoodie back when I was 3 years old in preschool. You'll see this photo. I shared it with on my TikTok, and it said like player of the decade. Man, I really want to know where that hoodie is, bro. Like, what if I just try like wear that hoodie? But nah, I want like a custom made version of that. And trust, one day I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that once I get monetized. And yeah, also another reason why I just straight up abandoned my main channel. All right, I couldn't get monetized. All right, so like I was reusing content, using reused content. So I'm like, great. Oh my gosh. So yeah, here I am, starting from level 1, square one. And honestly, I'm having fun too. Like, I feel like I had a lot, like I'm having more fun than I had when I was reposting the videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna do something, at least do it right and also have fun while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is a gift, because not everybody could do this. Not everybody has the courage to really like turn the camera on and just act a fool and shit with a messed up afro. And also, I think, like, I have an optimistic way of thinking, all right? I'm an optimist, all right? I try to think of the bright side, all right? Think positive, instead of negative. I'm not a pessimist. I don't look at the glass as half empty. I look at the glass as half full. I look at what I do have instead of focus on what I don't have, all right? Or, like, I focus, just, like, on doing me. Because, like, instead of like focusing on the things that I can't control, like I'm just gonna focus on me. You know what I mean? Because like I can control myself. And I feel like a lot of what life really is really just based off of your reaction. I heard this quote, from this really wise person, and he said 90% of life is how you react to the 10% of what happens. And, it made me think, I'm like, dang, he's right. You know what I mean? Like, he's right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm locked in, man, with content creating, music, and I'm even having thoughts of starting a fashion, clothing line. I already have a name in mind. It's crazy because like I came up with the name in school because like, I was just bored as hell and shit, because school gets boring as hell, and like this is the name. It goes beloved angel, and I took the angel out and put the angel part in my collective or record label, so I call it Angel Records. You know what I'm saying? I found that. I'm the founder of Angel Records. I have high hopes for that record label. And I just want to, get this record deal with a Republic, you know what I mean? Like, if I do, then that would mean, like, that would tell me that, like, yo, I made it. Because, mind you, this is the same label with Drake, Ariana Grande, and I'm pretty sure Pop Smoke was on there too. So yeah, like I just, I just want to, I just think like I have some ideas and I would be a great addition, to the label. And yeah, like a lot of, I showed my music to a lot of my other content creating, my other content creator peers, TikTok peers. And they all said like, yo, you have potential. You have mad potential. I'm like, for real? For real? Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause I'm recording this off of my phone. Mind you, like I'm doing everything off of my phone. All right. I mean, I do have a MacBook, but I only have GarageBand on there, not BandLab. And I just trust BandLab. I mean, I will use GarageBand to like make beats and stuff, but like if I want to like, make beats from scratch, instrumentals and shit. But as for like overall, BandLab and like that voice recording, that voice recorder or voice memo app on iPhone, I use that too. Like I would have like a beat playing in the background, or sometimes I won't even have a beat playing in the background, and I would just straight up be like freestyling stuff. I uploaded that to this channel, to one of those recordings of the World Cup, to this channel. You know what I mean? Like fun fact, I recorded that and it was a freestyle. It was a World Cup freestyle, and I recorded that before the World Cup final. You know what I mean? Like this was when Messi, Argentina and Spain, Messi versus Yamal. We're gonna compete. You know what I mean? Go head and head on last Sunday, and you know what I'm saying. Spain won. We took that W. Yes, sir, because we like that. But yeah, anyways, but that's besides the point. I'm hungry, I really am. And like, I don't really like, I feel like you just got to use your resources. You know what I mean? Apply the bare maximum. I mean, just look at Steve Lacy. He got like a Grammy nomination, and he was making like an instrumental off of his phone on GarageBand. He had an iPhone too. He had an iPhone, not a MacBook. Like he always wanted a MacBook too. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And he said that in a TED Talk too. Like, and I just look at that and I'm like, man. And like he was in high school too. Like he was like 17 when he received like that Grammy nomination. And that meant like, his mom would get off his ass about college and shit. I low-key want the same thing to happen to me. A lot of times I would, speak in the future tense. I live in the future, as what a wise person once said. I live in the future. The present is my past. My present is a present. Kiss my ass. So, yeah, he's that wise person. I also quoted him earlier about like, the 90 and 10% part. So yeah. But yeah, fun fact, a lot of my content creator peers are actually Ye talkers. They make TikToks about Ye. We're just all like one big community, and we just all have this one thing we have in common. One of the things like we have in common is I'm pretty sure we have like a lot in common. But like this one artist that we like, Ye. Shout out to Ye. I really fuck with his music, you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, like it kind of like his music kind of like brung us all together and like formed our own community, nation, like, you know what I mean? And yeah, I just feel like, but yeah, that's besides the point. What I'm trying to make here, I'm just trying to be the best. I really want to do content creating full time, and I also want to make music full time. And I really, yes, like as much as I do want to like go viral and shit, like get like up to 10K subscribers on YouTube. I don't want to do it, like, I don't want to cheat my way to doing that, Like, I want to do it the right way, and also, like, in a way where, like, I could feel good. Like, I could feel accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I really did that. Wow. Like, man, because, like, you feel good, once it's you don't cheat and stuff. Like, my mindset has definitely changed too. And, like, look, I know I got high school and shit, like, ahead for me. I mean, like, I start school in, like, what, 2-3 weeks, and we have, like, summer homework too. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't even get started on that shit. I was just so focused on content creating and music. Man, because, like, that's just all I wanted to do all day. Like, it's just all I want to do is just make videos, entertain people, and also make music at the same time. And I know I got potential too. And I feel like, when the time comes, and, like, I just need to lock in. That's all I need to do is just lock in, put forth the effort. I got to do my part. And when the time comes, hopefully, prayerfully, that I get signed to Republic. You know what I mean? Look at that. Joseph Bowden, Republic record in, I don't want to say employee, but artist. Man, because, like, they have the superstars. Taylor Swift's a part of that record label too. So, like, just for me to, like, even get offered by, like, record, like, Republic, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I just feel like I won't stop until I get to a place where I could rest. Not only rest, but I could also, I just feel accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a few years from now, I'm gonna look back on this, this very video, and I don't want to have any regrets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to, like, I just want to be, happy and do what I love doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to, like, be 21 years old and I'm fucking, in college and shit, about to get, like, a 9-to-5 job. Because deep down inside, like, I know I'm not going to be happy with that shit. I know I'm not. I'm going to feel very, like, inadequate and drained, to be honest. And, like, I just want to, like, live life on autopilot, but also, fuck around with my settings and, like, just, have fun, each, I view, you should view life as, like, a video game. You know what I'm saying? Because you are your, like, own avatar. Yes, you can, like, fuck around with your settings and, change, grow out your hair or whatever style. But each level is going to get hard. Like, progressively harder. But, like, once you surpass a level, you're going to feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like a sense of accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? And even, like, if it was the hardest, level and stuff, the hardest, through the coldest seasons, there's always going to be, like, after the coldest seasons, there's always going to be spring. There's always going to be the spring showers, you know what I mean? Sunny days wouldn't be so special if it wasn't for rain. You know what I'm saying? Summer wouldn't, like, feel so good and so, this and that. And the third, if it wasn't for winter. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you got to go through the hardships in order to feel like, good, to reap the reward, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why if you just like, get rewards and shit, and like you don't even do anything, like at that point it's not going to be as special. You know what I mean? Here's an example. Christmas. All right, we all love Christmas. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, I always hated when like Christmas was over and shit. But as I got older, I'm like, yo, Christmas wouldn't be so special, if it was every single day. I mean, Once Upon a Christmas, I'm pretty sure it's a very popular movie. The story about, and I know it's like July and shit, and I'm talking about some Christmas and shit, but like I'm keeping it buck. Like, trust me, you just gotta go with it, man. But Once Upon a Christmas, I'm pretty sure that's the name of the movie. Like I used to watch this like when I was a kid, and it was with the Ducks, Donald Duck and Daisy Duck, and like their kids and stuff, like, and like they were like in this endless loop of like Christmas every like single day and shit, and like until like the kids realized, yo, Christmas wouldn't be so special if it was every single day. It won't be as special. You know what I mean? That's why it's so special, because it's annual. All right, you wait 12 months for it. Same with your birthday. Your birthday wouldn't feel like so special with the birthday parties and shit if it was every single day. You know what I mean? Like you would just party every single day. Like that feeling wouldn't be so special. It would just be normal to you. You know what I mean? So that's why, and I'm coming in full circle. That's why I'm just glad, to really go through the hardships, I felt like me deleting my last my main, not no longer main channel, but my used to be main channel was kind of like a wake-up call for me to lock in, because at that time my mindset was just to do it just to get it done. But see, now my mindset is do it, but also do it the right way and have fun while you're doing it. You know what I mean? And yeah, and I'm just just living that life on autopilot and shit. Sometimes you gotta do that. Turn on an autopilot and just have fun, live in the moment. And then sometimes you gotta turn off that autopilot shit and seriously, focus on like the future. Focus on the future a little bit. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's all I'm trying to do. All I'm really trying to do, because this life is short, man. I'm just trying to accomplish everything that I want to accomplish in this short life. So that way, when I'm like 70 years old, I'll look back, with my great grandchildren and my beautiful wife and shit. I'll just look back and I'm like, man, I sure lived hell of a life. Like, I want to look back and have that feeling, really, because like I don't want to live with regret. And I don't have any regrets, because I feel like a lot of the bad moments I needed to learn. I felt like, sometimes you got to learn from experience. Sometimes you got to learn the hard way through like consequences and shit, punishments. That's why I wouldn't say I have any regrets. Another thing, I would also say that life is about building relationships with each other. That's why God created us. He wants us to build relationships with each other and love each other as much as we love ourselves. You know what I mean? And also love God at the same time, in the process. See, that's why, I don't hate anybody. All right, do I hate, the shit that people do? Yes. Yes, deeply. But I don't hate anybody. I love everyone. I do. I don't have like, strong, like, I strongly like dislike this person, man. Like I hate this person so much. Like I don't feel that way, with people, because then like that also could also show you my character. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a hateful person. I don't hate people. I love everybody, like I said. And that, like, hateful people, they really just hate themselves too. Because if they truly love themselves, they would also love others. It would show in the way that they, carry themselves and also treat others. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, here's how hateful people operate, all right? It really just, and I believe hate comes from, it stems off of pride and jealousy. Pride, thinking that, oh, I'm better than him. I'll beat him, like, anytime. Like, I'm like that, because I'm like that, all right? And then jealousy. You hate, you just hate, you want what that person has. Like, for example, this happens a lot in rap, and I'm going to use Drake as an example. People are jealous of Drake. People are, because he sold a lot of records, more records than any other rapper. People are jealous of that nigga. And, you see, like, rappers like Pusha T, all right, expose, dissing him. And, Kendrick dissing him too. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy too. Like, it's, honestly crazy. And Eminem actually warned him. Like, he warned Drake back in like 2020 that, and like in this song, it's called Zeus, and it's a really fire song. And he's saying like, yo, Drake, they finna turn on you, and like the more you keep on winning, the more like people are gonna get jealous of you, and they're gonna want to start beefs with you, And you take people like Drake, people are genuinely like, intimidated. They're tired of it. People do not want to see you win. And so, like, if somebody's hating on you, because, if somebody's hating on you, just know that they either think that they're better than you, or they're jealous of you. And just don't let the hate get to you. Don't let that shit get to you. All right? Because you can, because once you let it get to you, then you're going to start hating. You know what I mean? You're going to start hating. You're going to be the one, you're going to be the hater. Trust me, I learned from experience. All right. At one point, I used to be a hating ass nigga. See, now I'm not. All right. I'm also very forgiving too. And, but also at the same time, I'm not afraid to speak my mind. If I feel like, this shit ain't right, this shit don't feel right, I'm gonna say that, like, am I gonna like be a loose cannon about it? No, I'm gonna handle it like in a mature way. Excuse me. And yeah, back to the relationships part. All right. So I'm gonna use this example. All right. It's a real life example. All right. So my mom, she loves Jersey Mike's. We would always get it. All right. So there's this Jersey Mike's near the crib, and she would always go there every single day. All right. It got to the point where like the employees, like, they knew her name, so every time she and I remember like one day, we walked in, and one of the employees were like, "Oh, that's my girl." It's a woman. "Oh, that's my girl," talking about my mom. And my mom actually got a discount, because she kept on like consistently going there and stuff. And I learned from that too. I didn't at the time, I didn't really think anything of it. It didn't really hit me until I watched this, Ye interview. I watch a lot of Ye interviews. You can tell I'm a fan. All right, I'm a fan of the artist. All right, he makes good music. All right, and he's also a very intelligent person and a good person. You know, despite all the controversial shit that he said. But anyways, it didn't hit me until like in an interview he said like life is about building relationships with each other, and like he was able to like stay at a place for free because mind you, this dude is so rich that he doesn't even have a house. He has this like monk lifestyle living. I don't know if he still like has that same lifestyle living because that was like 5 years ago during the Donda era, back in 2021. But anyways, like the point I'm trying to make is that you build relationships with people, and I feel like now we need each other. We do. But this world is so divided, and here's the shit that like divides us. I feel like religion divides us. And I know that's a pretty controversial thing, but it really does. And politics divides us. The way people think divides us. People think differently. All right, I don't hate you just because you're a Republican. I don't hate you just because you're a Democrat. All right, I don't hate you because you're a moderate. You know what I mean? See, me, I'm a moderate. All right, but I don't. All right, I'm gonna keep it buck. I don't support Trump. All right, I don't. But I'm not gonna hate you because you're a MAGA supporter. That's your way of thinking, okay? I'm not gonna hate on you and say, "Oh, fuck you. You're a fucking bitch." All right? You're a piece of shit. And for no reason. And he or she didn't even do shit to me. And it's even I'm gonna get to that later. But I just attack them. I don't have that, and it's like this generation has, not just this generation, because it happens a lot. People claim that you put the blame on this generation. It happened in the last generation. All right, Gen X, Gen Y, or the millennial age, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and it's gonna happen with Gen Beta, too. It happened with the baby boomers age, the silent generation, all of them. I mean, Gen Beta, I hope it doesn't escalate, you know what I'm saying? I hope it doesn't escalate with the future generations. But given how this world is gonna be, yeah, but all we can do is just hope. But stop putting the blame on one generation. Stop having these generational wars. That's what's dividing us too. Age divides us. I feel like your age can also affect the way a person thinks of you. So if I tell you, I'm 16 years old, all right, and I'm talking to a 32-year-old, he's probably gonna say oh, this nigga does not know shit about life. Whole time he doesn't even know me. He doesn't even know my story. He for all I know, I could have the most insane, craziest backstory, the darkest backstory of all time, and he saying that he or she saying that yo, you don't know shit about life. You got some nerve. Don't judge a person, without getting to know them, and I don't do that too. And another thing, if I hear shit about somebody, because I believe in giving people chances. People deserve second chances, and I also believe that people can change. But I'm gonna get to know you. I don't care about what the fuck I heard from other people, because people be gossiping and shit. No, I'm gonna get to know you first, but then I'm gonna make my judgment, okay? And I wouldn't even say I'm a pretty judgmental person, because I'm laid back, man. I'm humble. You know what I mean? I try to be. I really do. I try to be humble. I try. I'm working on my patience. You know what I mean? But people trying to test my Gandhi, you know what I mean? Test my patience. I am very diligent, you know, when it comes to shit that I like am passionate about, like this content creating shit and my music. But yeah, like we should just try love, man. We really should. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting the same result. You know? Oh wait, no, expecting a different result. Doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result. If we keep on hating on somebody, like if we keep on hating over and over and over, expecting a different result, expecting something to change, nothing's gonna change, people. Wake up. Stop the hate. Stop. Why don't we just try love? All right, just give it a try. Give it a try. All right? It could be something at the bare minimum. The bare minimum is just give a person a compliment. It shouldn't, like at face value, it should not be that hard. But some people are just so hateful that like they make it like so hard. They turn math into arithmetic. You know what I'm saying? They make something, you know, that's so easy. So easy. The hardest thing on earth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I'm just trying to say. You know, just try love. All right, anyways. And all right, I'm saying all right anyways. But yeah. Vengeance. All right, I said I was going to get to that. All right, especially when he didn't do anything to me. When they didn't do anything to me. All right? I don't want to... I just feel like, you know, retaliation equals... It's not going to make you better. It's just going to make you hurt more. It's just going to cause more pain. So just stop, you know? Just stop the retaliation. It's just... You're fighting an endless war. All right? I believe that, you know, vengeance is the Lord's. You know, so... Therefore, like, I have no reason to hold grudges on people and like not only hold grudges but like seek for revenge, because like that's another thing that also divides us, you know, because it's a war. I'm gonna use this as an example. I want to use like a war, like a U.S. war that happens, the Cold War. All right, that was yeah, it was, yeah, but yeah, I would still say it was a war, but still, that like, you know, the war between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, that you know, better yet, I got a better one. The war between us and Britain, you know, Great Britain, you know, the U.S. and Great Britain, back in the War of 1812. The British actually retaliated back at, you know, the U.S. and stuff. And, you know, because, well, of course, like, you know, they didn't like the fact that they lost, you know, and shit. And like the reason why all these wars happen is because of three things: vengeance, jealousy, pride. You know, pride and pride, thinking that you're better, and also greed too. Greed too. I mean, yeah, you could say greed, but I feel like well, yeah, I'm gonna add greed. Four things. All right, those four main things. Those four main sins. And I feel like, why don't we just, like, you know, focus on, like, you know, just be grateful for what we have. All right? Try love instead of hate. We are all equal. We're equals. All men are created equal. All right? We are, you know, at the end of the day, there's only one higher power. And that is, well, it's what I believe. This is what I believe. You know, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And, you know, I just feel like if we just, got rid of those 4 main like sins, everything else, I just envision like a utopia that's just better, a better world. The world could be like such a better place. You know what I'm saying? If we just try love. If we just, try love. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Wow. Like, I really got into this deep dive conversation. Low-key, I should low-key be on TED Talks. Yo, shout out to TED Talks. All right? I want to do a collab with you. All right? So, yeah. Because low-key, and I want to do it once I blow up from this content creating / music shit. Once I blow up on the internet, that's what the first place I'm headed. One of the first place I'm looking at. Trust. But yeah, anyways, that's it for the video. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. You know what I'm saying? This is square one. This is like, hey, this is only the start, man. Like, it may look like the end, but it's really just the beginning. All right? We gonna make it, chat. We gonna make it. Stay strong, boys. Peace.